Nova, that boyfriend of yours is way too simple of a man. The fact that you're going out with a man like that just goes to show you have no idea what you're doing. Luckily, I was able to come in and help you guys out.
Jen, I seriously can't believe you right now. Why did you come and kiss Fred like that? You know that Fred and I have been dating for a little while now, right?
That's why I'm saying it's best that someone like you give up on him. I get that I'm a really cute woman and all, but didn't you just see your boyfriend falling for me just then?
You're the one that's behind all of this, not him.
Stop making things out to be more crazy when they're not. I haven't done anything at all besides show up to see the both of you. But of course, going out to see you guys having some drinks together, well, I guess a few things just happened to happen, right? And one of those things being your boyfriend falling for a woman like me.
Why exactly were you coming out to find Fred and I while we were having drinks together? Tell me, why are you even getting involved with the two of us at all right now?
I have no other choice. He was the one that said he wanted to see me sometime while out having drinks, so I couldn't just say no to that, so I decided I'd come out and meet you both.
Have you ever heard of such a thing as leaving a couple be when it comes to things like this? Just because he said he wanted to see you sometime doesn't mean you should be going out to see him when he's with me. So far, it seems that neither of you care about how I feel in this situation at all.
Well, I was just there to say hi. But then we both started to get a little bit too drunk and, well, we couldn't control ourselves at that point. Also, what's so bad about me kissing him once or twice on the lips? That only improves his value, right? Nova, I think you're just a stick in the mud right now. Why can't you just open up a little and have some fun like us two are?
It's unbelievable, the way you think about this.
Who cares? You and I are close to one another. Don't get so upset about me wanting you to share your man a little. And by the way, I shouldn't be blamed for this anyway. Fred should be the person that you're upset with, right? He's going out with you right now, yet he leaned in for that kiss with me.
Either way, I feel you both are to blame. And because of this, I'm breaking up with Fred. You can have him all you want now, if that's really what you've been after. You'd be like my successor or something.
What? I don't need him. I don't want a man who thinks it's okay to kiss other women while he has a girlfriend. To me, he needs to get a grip on what it means to be a proper man. I think I can find myself a better man than him, and I already know a few who could suit me.
You're kidding me, right? You were the one that was just kissing him at the bar the other night.
It's not my fault that Fred fell for my looks and came at me. Fred only started to look decent while going into college, right? Maybe he thinks now that because he's good looking, he can do whatever he wants with women. Which means when he heard a cute woman's voice like mine saying hi to him, he went right for me. I guess he's not used to being good looking yet, which is frickin' uncool.
You were the one that allowed him to start kissing you though, right?
And I'm saying that that was fine. I'm not going to take a man like him as my boyfriend, though. If he were to get married, then he'd be a danger to me, jumping on other women like that. And the same thing goes for you. So you should be thankful that I came out then and was able to show you the true man that Fred is.
I'm really tired of you always changing your reasoning for things on me. Just leave this all be now.
Nova, listen to this. That woman is really pissed off right now.
What woman are you talking about? What happened?
You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Jen. That bitch was totally fine with taking other women's men, but once it happened to herself, she totally lost it and went off the deep end. What the actual hell is wrong with her? She's such a frickin' jerk.
Hey, you're getting pretty worked up over her now. What happened? Did you talk to her boyfriend again or something like that? Get her all angry?
That's right. That freak is totally screwed in the head, right? She seems to think of herself as someone we all need to respect, and yet, does she really think that I'd want such a stupid man as that who thinks that Jen is actually worth dating? Hell no!
Honestly, I can agree with you on that.
I remember when you told me about what she did with your boyfriend at the time. And then she went on to say it was totally okay because you both were close and that she didn't want him anyway, right? She was laughing about the fact that she went and kissed a stranger's boyfriend. Yet when her boyfriend is talking to another woman about some light topic, she's going to freak out. She's mental.
Yeah, she really is. And thank you for reminding me of all that.
I'm sorry. It's just I'm so shocked by the way she thinks she can act. I don't want anything to do with her anymore. Why did I have to end up getting a job at the same place her boyfriend is working at?
True. That was some really unfortunate luck on your end. There really is no way for you to avoid her now unless you went and quit your job there. It is just a part-time job.
And to make things worse, she's trying to get back at me now for what happened. She sends me all sorts of pictures and videos of her and her boyfriend making out to try and get me all jealous. I'm actually going to vomit after seeing all of them. Is she actually that freaking toxic about men? What is she thinking, sending a random stranger videos of them both in bed making out like that?
She was trying to do things like that with me before, so I went ahead and just muted all the notifications that came from her. That way I didn't have to think about her anymore and wouldn't be obligated to take a look at what she sent. I should just block her, but I'm sure that doing that would only make things worse. And I think the same thing would go for you both.
Seriously? I love the fact that you just mute people without a care in the world. Makes me laugh. But hey, that's a really smart thing to do. There's no reason to be looking at all her texts and crap, right?
That's exactly right. Because no matter what she's doing, everything that I have to see and hear from her damages me. And if she were to keep that stuff going on for the rest of my life, then she'd really be ruining my joy. I really want nothing to do with her. At all.
I can see that, and the same goes for me. There really is no reason for any of us to be bothered by her. Man, when everyone is against a woman like that, then it really is just worth ignoring her for the rest of time.
I don't ever want to have to talk to her or see her again, ever. Even after what happened between her and I before, I can just tell that if she were to see me again, she would act like nothing ever happened and try to be friends. And I don't want any part of that bull crap. Seriously, I want to know what is mentally wrong with her.
Wait, do you think that she's doing all that on purpose? Now that I think about it, I am a little interested in learning if she's acting like that on purpose or if it's just a mental disability that she has. Could it be that she thinks what she's doing is totally okay and that it's the rest of us who are wrong? Maybe she's just so insecure of herself that she has to take those insecurities out on others to make herself feel bigger.
Now you're really thinking. And yeah, I think the same thing.
Your wedding is coming up really soon here, Nova. Man, I am so happy to see that you found yourself such a handsome and loving man to marry. You have a wonderful marriage with that older man.
He's only a year older than me, but thank you. I never thought that I'd become so attached to the guy, to the point that I was thinking he's the only guy for me, and is. This whole marriage thing happened so quickly that it doesn't even feel like we dated one another before this. Well, I'm glad that I'm here with him forever now. Now I don't have to worry about finding myself a man anymore.
That's true. By the way, about your wedding that's coming up, you made sure not to invite Jen, right?
Jen? You think I'd invite that bitch to my wedding? I literally have 0 reasons to invite her. There are no good memories that I have of her, so why bother bringing her to my wedding? Why'd you even ask me that question?
Well, it's just... the man that May's older sister married still seems to have something going on with Jen and all. And that's pissed May off quite a bit now.
What? May's older sister? I remember her. Back when I was kind of a friend of Jen's, we'd always go over to May's house, and her sister would take us out in her care whenever she had the chance. Is that really who you're talking about? And Jen is really messing around with her husband now.
That's what it seems like. I'm not sure what's been going on with Jen for the past 2 years, but it seems she's evolved into messing with people's husbands now. Maybe it's because everyone our age isn't bothering with her anymore, so she's gone after someone older?
What? Are you sure? That man's married now, right? To May's older sister. Doesn't she know she's going to get in a lot of trouble for doing that?
That's a very good point. That's why currently May and them are working on a plan to expose Jen and all that. May isn't all too sure what could happen to Jen after, but she needs to try.
I'm sure May doesn't even want to meet with Jen anymore. I'm sure that if Jen and her were to talk ever again, Jen would just laugh in her face about all of it.
I'm not so sure she would, though. I know that Jen is a total idiot and a jerk, but she knows that what she's doing has to be insane. Especially when it's her friend's older sister's husband she's getting with.
I see. Jen's really the worst person I've ever had the chance of knowing. Kinda regret ever having anything to do with her back in the day when we were kind of like friends.
Well, before she started to become interested in men, she was a pretty fun girl that was a little bit weird. Although sometimes when there were other guys around at parties and stuff, she would start getting a little carried away.
Yeah, I remember all that. Well, let me know that Jen is not invited to the wedding, so it's a safe place for her to come.
Are you crazy, Nova? What did you think you were doing, not sending one of your friends an invite to your wedding? I had to ask around for all the details so that I could make it here today, so be thankful for that, all right?
Jen, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about your wedding, Nova. I just got to the wedding venue a second ago. I heard through the grapevine that today would be your special day, thankfully. But come on, what are you doing, woman?
What? I never invited you to my wedding, though. Wait, did you actually come all the way out here today?
What? What do you mean by that? Are you saying that it wasn't just some mistake on your part?
It wasn't a mistake. I never invited you to my wedding because I didn't want to. So why did you come here?
Well, I'm here because I wanted to celebrate your wedding today. What's going on here, Nova? You and I are really close to one another, right?
You really think something like that? I really hope that I've just gotten mad and didn't actually hear you say that. Because you and I aren't close to one another anymore. If anything, we're pretty far from close now. Then.
And another thing, why didn't you ever get around to introducing me to your fiancé before today? I actually didn't hear anything from you about finding a man and getting engaged to him.
I had no reason to ever introduce you to him. I bet if I were to have introduced you to him, you would have tried to lay one of your nasty fingers on him. You would try to come after him just like you've done with everyone else's boyfriend, right?
You're going on about that stuff too now? I would like you to be thanking me for all of that. I did all that as a way of making sure your guys' men were loyal to all of you and weren't going to try anything funny. I wanted to make sure that they were only interested in you guys and no other women.
You're being very rude right now. What I want to know is why. When you've been going and laying your hands on everyone else's boyfriends, you get all worked up about another woman talking to your man.
That's because they all know he's my boyfriend, yet they come up to him trying to flirt and laying their hands on him, right? You would never forgive another woman for doing that to someone you love, right? It's freaking wrong for women to even think about my boyfriend like that.
Wow. You really are one funny little clown. Anyway, it's time for my wedding now, so I have to go. And as for you, I never invited you here today, so you cannot come in.
Huh? You let me in right now, Nova.
Well, you've chosen the wrong day to come out here. There are people at my wedding that don't want to see your face, so you'll not be allowed in to come join my wedding today.
Even though I came all the way out here for you? You're just going to tell me to turn around and go home now?
Relax, Jen. I've invited some people out here today that would like to meet with you. So you can stick around there and wait for them to come out and talk to you.
You invited other people that like to meet me? Who are you talking about? Are they people that I actually know?
They are. They're people you probably know about more than any of us here. People that you might even know way too much about. Those that you shouldn't know anything about, really.
Huh? Who are you talking about, Nova? And they want to talk to me? What are you going on about right now?
We'll just stick around and wait in the front of the venue for them, please. I'm sure they'll come meet you out here very soon.
Hey, what the hell is going on here? Why did May's older sister and her husband come out to meet with me? Because of you, I just had to get an earful from the both of them.
Because of me, huh? I never did anything today. Today is my wedding day and I've been completely focused on that since I've put so much time and money into it. However, once you told me you'd come here, I knew you were up to no good. So how about you shut up now and take responsibility for your terrible actions?
I have no idea why you would have them both come out here to talk with me about all of that. May's older sister is furious with me right now.
Yeah, I'm sure she is right now. That just goes to show you went and did something so bad that you'd get her all riled up like that. By the way, are you beginning to worry a little? What happened to that calm and composed Jen I'm so used to having to listen to?
Shut the hell up. That guy was a married man. Because of that, I'm being asked to pay May's sister a settlement.
Oh, is that right? Well, that's just too bad. But completely understandable, right? After all, you went and hurt somebody really badly. And as far as I'm aware, hurting someone is a crime when it's done on purpose.
But it's his fault for coming on to me like that and asking me to come to him. So why am I the only one being asked to pay a settlement like that now? That's because you're not married right now, correct?
I'm sure if you were also married, May's sister would also feel a little bit different about things. And your husband would have wanted to make May's husband pay a settlement as well. But you're not married to anyone, so the only person that's going to have to pay up right now is you. If May's sister was going to divorce her husband, then perhaps she'd ask the both of you for a settlement, but who knows right now. Now you're going to have to pay up for what you've done since you went and hurt that couple.
Why are you not siding with me right now about all of this? You and I are friends, right? Right? Right now it feels like you're stabbing me in the back, which is so horrible of you.
Stabbing you in the back? I'm pretty sure it's been you stabbing everyone else in the back. How much longer are you going to try and act like a hero, you bitch? Don't frickin' tell me you've forgotten about the whole incident where you went and laid your hands on my ex and forced us to break up. Tell me right now who the backstabber was, then, asshole.
I totally forgot about what happened back then. And back then it was your boyfriend who had come on to me at that bar. Why am I being blamed for what happened back then?
Him and I broke up completely after that. And then I went and cut ties to the both of you. From all the experience I've ever had with you and from all the stories I've ever heard from everyone else, whenever you're around, you bring everyone else pain. That's how much of a jerk you are. And this time you went for someone's older sister's husband? Was laying your hands on all your friends' boyfriends not enough for you or something? There has to be a limit to just how rotten and screwed up your ways of thinking really are.
But once I spoke to them just a little bit, they came right to me and called me cute and sexy, which made me feel so happy. I thought it was always so nice getting all those compliments from them.
That's the problem right there, isn't it? It's already pretty messed up of you to make moves on people's boyfriends just so they'll give you attention. But now you've gone and really done it by making a move on someone else's husband. I know I was saying that May's sister wouldn't be getting a settlement from her husband, but I'm not too sure about that. Because they look like they want a divorce now. If the divorce happens, are you going to be marrying her ex-husband then?
Of course not. I don't want to have someone's leftovers. I only wanted to put my hands on him because he was another woman's man.
I see. Well, I have nothing to do with all of that now, so who cares what you really are thinking? And what you plan to do next.
You do have something to do with all of this, though. Your best friend is in huge trouble right now and needs your help, right? This is all because of your frickin' wedding. Do something about this right now. Go and calm that whiny woman down for me.
I told you already, you're not my best friend. You're not even a friend to me. What else do you want me to do to explain that to you here? Is it really that hard for you to understand my text or something? The fact that you've laid your hands on so many men now that you do not belong to should land you in a perfect spot in hell.
Are you being serious about that? But you and we've been best friends this whole time, right?
Are you freaking kidding me, you jerk? No dang friend of mine would ever lay their hands on another friend of theirs' boyfriend. Now shut the hell up, pay off that settlement, and get lost, you freak.
Don't say things like that, Nova. To tell you the truth, right now I have a fiancé myself. We've both been working on our wedding and have even sent out our invitations to everyone. And pretty soon here, you should be getting that invitation to our wedding as well.
What? You did all of this when you yourself have a fiancé? What the hell happened? Are you mentally sick with something that makes you feel as though your own boyfriend or fiancé or whatever isn't enough for you? So the only way to help yourself feel better is to lay your hands on everyone else's men? Well, just to forewarn you, I'm not coming to your freaking wedding.
No way, but I never thought that it would even be a choice for you to come or not, because you'd have to come. And of course, I made sure to invite people like May and Ellie as well. If you all don't show up for my wedding, then it's going to look like I have no friends.
Listen here. About that wedding of yours, do you really think it's going to happen now after what you've done?
That's why I've been saying I'm in big trouble being asked to pay a settlement like that. I can't pay for any of that, so I need your help. And if my fiancé finds out about any of this, then he's going to be even more upset with me than May's sister.
Is that right? Well, I'm not interested in any of that, so that's all your problem. So try your best not to screw up anymore.
Don't say things like that about me. All right, I get it. I will apologize for everything I ever did. I promise you that I'll never lay a finger on your husband or anyone else's man from here on out. So please, could you lend me just a little bit of money so that I can pay off this settlement?
Huh? Did you hit your head on something hard just then? Why do you think that I should ever have to listen to you asking for money from me? Well, since this is how you still view things between us, then let me tell you this. From now on, I'm completely done with you. Consider this our ties being freaking cut.
Please, don't say that, Nova. I literally didn't think that things would turn into this today. Please, Nova, help me.
You really thought that you were going to be able to come all the way out to my wedding today, which I never even invited you to. I'm never going to even look at your texts or anything anymore, so leave me alone. Now you go and pay that settlement off and pray to God that your fiancé doesn't dump you here soon. And hopefully during these next few months you experience some of the hardest weeks of your life and perhaps even learn how to not be a freaking bitch. After that, Jen was forced to pay off the settlement to May's older sister, and on top of that, her fiancé found out about what had happened with her and left her. To make matters even worse for Jen, her now ex-fiancé was asking for a settlement from her as well, as for her to pay the cost of the wedding that was going to be cancelled now. That left Jen with no other choice but to work as many hours as she could each week, leaving her with zero time to lay her hands on any men. I took this chance along with May and Ellie to block Jen's phone number and everything else we knew on her. We plan to never see or talk to her again, so from now on, we're hoping our lives become a whole lot more peaceful again. Let me just say, the thought of never having to deal with her ever again has already made things so much quieter. Jen was left realizing that she didn't have any friends left and started to think again and again about doing all of those things to other women's men as such a bad thing. And as reality started to slowly close in on her, that she was in fact ruining everyone else's life by doing all that, it was far too late for her to accept the hell she now has to live in. And as we all like to say, this is exactly what she gets for being such a rotten woman. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you in the next story.